seen anything like that. No good. Wide right.
Little roller up along first. Behind the bag. It gets through Buckner. Here comes Knight, and the Mets win it.
Oh, the band is out on the field. He's going to go in the end zone. He's going to go in the end zone. The Bears have won. The Bears have won. Oh, my God. You believe in miracles? Yes.
Davey Back Sports Program, where we talk to sports and other things like living your best life. No regrets, baby. That's how I want to live. I made him a couple mistakes yesterday, but don't worry. I buried them both in my backyard. I'm Roy Harder, and here's our host, Mr. East Side, David McDonald, everybody. There he is.
Thank you. Thank you so much, Roy. I'm pretty sure your strange introduction this week, you just confessed to double homicide. I'm just going to warn you, people are actually watching these shows. I know it's very surprising. It just feels like oftentimes me, you, and Robert are bringing some nice person onto our program here and then putting the boots to them, torturing them verbally, sometimes messing even with their mind, like a Chris Pepper Stanley, who's made multiple appearances. Flutzy, I've reached out to. She says she's frightened, but she wants to do the show. But see, what we do is, on this show, the Davey Mac Sports Program, yes, we cover the world of sports. We cover sports and pop culture. We cover everything. And we talk to nice people, nice literary people who have way more standing on this planet and this business than we'll ever have, including this guy, the greatest film critic and movie film writer of all time. Give it up for Jermaine Lassia.
Yes.
Wow.
Yes. I love that was a great open, David.
That was wonderful. Thank you so much, Dave. Great to be here. That's everything.
Lassia, G Baby, the biggest success story of all time to emerge from the Ron and Fez universe, who are not named Ron Bennington, Fez Whatley. I'm going to give, and this includes me. You've spoken to Steven Spielberg, Quentin Tarantino, George Lucas. Is he in there?
No, Harrison Ford.
Who else? Give me some names. Give me some names, Daddy. Give me some names.
Chris Pratt.
Star-Lord, Roy.
Mark Hamill. I talked to Sam Neill this week.
Luke Skywalker, Roy. We'll go slowly because Roy doesn't know these people. I'm like your Wikipedia for the guy.
Yeah.
Who else?
I talked to Sam Neill this week.
Sam Neill, Jurassic Park, the piano. Roy, go ahead, G.
I thought that was Adrian Brody.
Jennifer Lawrence.
Beautiful girl. Wins all the Oscars. She was in the Hunger Games.
I remember her.
She's not from Boogie Nights. Sean Astin.
That wasn't Skater Girl?
Sean Astin. Did you hear that? He just did Sean Astin. Goonies, Lord of the Rings.
She's gorgeous. I love her.
We're on to Sean Astin, you fucker. Sean Astin.
I thought that was a woman.
Stranger Things, Sean Astin, Goonies, Rudy, Lord of the Rings. For fuck's sake, man.
I would have said Winona Ryder.
Never spoken to her, unfortunately. No.
Well, hey, listen.
We're
all on our way up, Jermaine. We're all on our way up there.
Roy, we're on our way down, Roy, we're not on our way up. Jermaine, I am very excited that you are now a part of this brand new reincarnation of the Davey Mac Sports Program, which is absolutely lighting it up so much. I can't keep up with the feedback, the messages, and this and that. I'm actually overwhelmed right now. For the first time in my life, I'm suffocating under my ambition because I launched 9,000 shows and projects all at the same time and am fucking committed like the psychopath I am to fucking being consistent with these shows. But now I got a goddamn Jermaine. I started a new show called Yaddle Chattel.
Okay.
I thought it was the greatest. Jermaine's laughing, so he knows exactly who Yaddle is.
Yes.
And I said, Pepper, I've always wanted to do. I talked to Chris Pepper Stanley the other day, and I said, I always want to do a Star Wars podcast. So I'm starting one with Jared Fishman, Jedi Jared, called Yaddle Chattel. And he said, okay, nowhere in the title is Star Wars or even East Side Dave. How the fuck is anyone going to find this show?
But people love Yaddle. Who doesn't love a good Yaddle? So, people are going to search for Yaddle. They're going to go Baby Yoda. They're going to go Yoda. They're going to go Grogu. And they're going to be like, is there any others? Yaddle. Are there any podcasts about Yaddle? Yaddle Chattel.
Well, here's the thing. I brought it up on episode 1 of Yaddle Chattel, Jermaine. And now I feel like this theory's taking lots of steam since the premiere of Yaddle Chattel. I'm putting it out there. I am convinced that Grogu is the son of Yoda and Yaddle. Episode 1, they were in the Phantom Menace together. Why did Yaddle disappear from episode 2 and 3? She was off, hidden by Yoda because she is pregnant with little Grogu. That's exactly what fucking happened. Don't even try to start. And now the internet is capitalizing on my goddamn fucking theory and the fact that I've started a show called Yaddle Chattel.
Except that Grogu's 50 like 10 years later. So I think that might be a problem.
No, wait. Episode 1 takes place 20
Just go by
years.
Anakin Skywalker. He's 10-ish, right? And then he turns to Darth Vader when he's like 20, even when we say 25. Then he meets Grogu. Oh, no, wait, you know what? Yeah. No, you're right. It's after Jedi. I'm wrong. It's after Jedi. The math is not bad. You're right.
The math lines up. The math lines up.
It just does.
It's about 50 years between episode 1, Phantom Menace, and The Mandalorian.
Sure.
Hello, Jermaine. Come on.
But at the same time, I think that would be super funny, but super limiting. Be like, really? There's like 3 of them in the whole galaxy, and that's it? There's got to be a planet out there somewhere, something.
Well, I've got to plug. Where are you? You're at io9.com still, yes?
io9.com, yes, sir.
Okay, so you got to check out Jermaine. I've said this before. He's the only film TV critic that I read because I don't like spoilers. But Jermaine takes a very good and balanced approach. And I also appreciate it because you seem always fair and open-minded. There's a lot of hate. Maybe we'll talk later on in the sports program about some of this hate. In terms of sports, Jermaine, you are a soccer guy.
It's my latest obsession the last couple of years. Yes, I still follow football and follow baseball. But soccer has become my obsession the last like 3 years, and that's 3-4 years. And I love it. I go crazy with it.
Who do you follow?
Well, it depends on the country. So here in the United States, I'm an LA Galaxy guy. In England, I go for Tottenham Hotspur. But that was a decision I did not reach lightly. I had to watch 2 or 3 seasons before I decided. And then my other favorite team is Paris Saint-Germain for obvious reasons. And I became a fan of them before they got messy. I mean, at the time they had other really big players, and they're like the New York Yankees of French soccer. So it wasn't like a hard team to be a fan of. Plus, in LA, I get their games. There's a whole channel that's just like French soccer here, and I'm like, nice. I can watch the game.
That's awesome. Soccer really has though gone up in America in the ratings department. NASCAR,
Soccer is the most. Soccer, believe it or not, David, soccer is the most watched sport in the entire world by far. 10-1.
Yes,
is the next.
That's not a believe it or not statement. I'm very familiar with soccer's popularity globally, and obviously the World Cup is arguably the biggest sports tournament in the world for anything.
Yeah.
Hey Dave.
Into it.
Believe it or not, 1 + 1 = 2.
That's right, David. I'm not here to dispute that.
He's mocking you, Roy. He's saying you just said a very obvious statement.
Yeah, but listen, when we're talking sports and I throw a factoid out there, you might as well go run with it because that's about all the knowledge you're going to get from me.
How I got you as a co-host for this fucking Davey Mac sports program is beyond me, but nevertheless.
Hey, listen, if you want to talk highlight, I'm your man.
Jermaine, this is what we're going to talk highlight later. Jermaine.
Okay, I don't know highlight. Sorry.
I mean, perhaps he's got this thing where he wants to do Roy Harder's highlights. And I said, I'll indulge you if you give me like a 3-minute segment, one player or a team that you want to bring up, but we're not going to be doing highlights for 55 goddamn minutes.
I don't know if I can honestly.
You got 3 minutes, pal. You got 3 fucking minutes.
If you give me 30 seconds, I'll be happy, Dave.
Roy Harder, overpromise and underdeliver. That should be your goddamn fucking bumper sticker, you piece of shit. I'm Davey Mac, overdeliver and underpromise. You're the exact opposite. Now listen, I gotta talk to Jermaine about baseball because the Yankees I'm having an issue, Jermaine. My mother is 81 years old. Not to get all weepy, but my dad died a couple years ago, and the woman's by herself. And she lives a mile away, and I'm over at the house with my kids all the time. But the point is, I know exactly what's happening here. She's become obsessed with the Yankees as a comfort. My dad was a massive Yankee fan. That's how I got it. Literally watched every single game. He's one of those that 162 game baseball season, and he is watching 162 games. Okay.
Crazy. Awesome. And
that's been transferred to my mom. She's, and she is a diehard Yankee fan. In fact, she was a good athlete back in her day, softball player. She's a swimmer, just did the National Olympics. She's undergoing a health issue right now, keeping it private, but we're saying she's going to defeat whatever the health, her battle, she'll be defeating this health issue. Okay, this will happen. Nevertheless, Jermaine, here's the issue I'm having. Every goddamn day, I got to fucking get this. Here it is. Ready? Here's what I have to do. Ready? Yes, hi, Mom. Hold on. Yes, hi, Mom. The Yankee game? Did you check the Yes Network, the Yankees channel? It's not on there? Well, it's got to then be probably on ESPN. It's not on there? Well, check the MLB Network. It's not on there? Well, why don't you check Fox Sports? Probably on there. It's not on there? Well, why don't you check WPIX Pixel? It's not on there? Well, why don't you check fucking Peacock? Because now the games are... It's not on there? Well, why don't you try Amazon Prime? Because Prime Video's now playing Yankee games. It's not on there? Well, why don't you check fucking Apple TV? Because now the Apple app has the fucking Yankee games on it. What? It's not on there? You know what, Bob? I'm going to come over. I'm going to shoot you in the head and then kill myself. Murder-suicide today, mother. Me and you, Beanie Mac and Davey Mac, finally going out in the blaze of glory. What do you say? Because I can't take any more of these goddamn phone calls. This is a real issue I'm having. And not just because of my mom, I'm having it personally as well. The fucking game on Fridays on Apple TV. I've got 8,000 goddamn fucking apps. 8,000 fucking television apps and streaming apps. The one I don't have is Apple. So now I can't fucking watch the Yankees on Friday nights because this is 2 times now in this season, the Friday night Yankee games on Apple. They back it up with Sunday. 2 days later, they're on fucking Peacock at 11:30 in the morning. What time is that for a baseball game? All to fucking Peacock wants to do Sunday morning baseball. My mom has no chance in fucking hell of watching the Yankees on Peacock, Amazon Prime, or fucking Apple TV. Meanwhile, if you're a Yankees Entertainment Sports Yes Network subscriber, you pay in Verizon $15 extra to subscribe to the fucking Yes Network.
Get the hell out of here.
Now, the second I goddamn do that, you got to give me fucking Yankee baseball. I don't give a shit if it's on Peacock or fucking Apple TV. Put it on Yes as well. I don't care if it's on Amazon Prime. Put it on Yes. It's not right to be charging Yankee fans $15 to subscribe to Yes and then say, oh, and by the way, you got to get 3 extra fucking apps.
Ridiculous.
Watch Yankee baseball. And I am going to bring it back to my mother in order to shame the Yankees. But no, not the Yankees. To shame Major League Baseball Commissioner Rob Manfred, who is quickly becoming the second worst commissioner in sports behind Roger Goodell. Nobody's worse than Roger Goodell. But Manfred is on his way up. And here's where I am serious. How do you expect a fucking 81-year-old mother or a woman to goddamn find it on a goddamn app? Do you not understand that baseball is different than football and basketball and hockey? It's a different sport. 162 games every day. People put on the baseball game as much for comfort as anything else, as much as that background noise. I'm doing the dishes. I'm going out. I'm cleaning the house. Put on the Yankees. It's something there that fills the room, especially with my dad's death. I fucking know this is, and my mom going through a health issue. I know exactly what this is, and that this is what it's about. She uses the Yankees as almost therapy. And she can't get to any fucking game because it's on 3 separate streaming services. What the fuck is this? You know what? Rob Manfred, Major League Baseball, get ready. Because Roy Harder, he's going to play a stinger. And that stinger is for the Shizer list.
Shizer! Shizer! You're the one that we despise!
And in case you didn't know, Rob Manfred, and in case you didn't know Major League Baseball, Shizer, translated from German to English, means shit. You're on my shit list, pal. But for the purpose of this show, hit him one more time, Roy. They're on the Shizer.
Shizer! Shizer! You're the one that we despise!
I've had fuck enough of it. Jermaine, I brought you on this goddamn show because not only are you a brilliant film critic, you're also a brilliant media critic. Am I wrong about this?
Dude, not at all. Not at all. It is confusing for fans who know technology. For fans who don't know technology, it's impossible. My dad, it's a similar situation. Flip. My mom passed. My dad's still around. My dad wants to watch baseball or watch fucking Stranger Things. Who knows? He can't watch Netflix. He doesn't know how to get on Netflix. Yeah, it's very confusing. You know, like even, you know, I have like the MLB app, or are the Mets on SNY? Are they on ESPN? You know, like, you know, and if I buy MLB Network, it's not everything. It's MLB.TV streaming. It might not be everywhere. No, I mean, it's just contracts and it's different regions and it's all bullshit. But you're 100% right that if you're in the New York tri-state area, like if I don't get a Met game out here in LA, I'm in LA. It's okay. You know, I should be able to pay for it if I want, which I think usually you can. But, you know, baseball, like you said, like, yeah, you got to have it easily accessible in the local area. And that's just wrong.
This is truly Major League Baseball, like shockingly not understanding their own product.
Yeah.
Because baseball is 162. That's 162 regular season games. And football is 16. 10 times the amount of games in a baseball season to a football season. So obviously every football season is every game, it only happens once a week for each team, and every game is massive. Baseball, it's different. It's more like this is what you do in summertime. You have the ball game on. You might be grilling. You might be outside playing with your friend. You know, you might be doing wiffle ball. You might be whatever, planting roses in your garden. You're hanging out. You're doing shit, and the game is on. You don't got to go to fucking Peacock or Apple TV. By the way, I've heard that the Apple TV broadcasting crew is just like the absolute worst.
But what does the Yes Network crew do then? If they're on do they not broadcast the game? Do they not sit at the stadium?
They broadcast. So I've checked in all three. The Yes Network does do the Amazon Prime. That crew does Amazon Prime. The Peacock is interesting. They have a neutral play-by-play, and then they get 2 analysts, one from each team who's going to be playing that day. That's kind of interesting. The Apple is 3 newbies, including a woman on the sidelines who said the following, Jermaine. Oh, my God, that first baseman is hot. Look at all his chest hair coming out of his thing. The Apple TV is going for jokes and funniness, and a sideline reporter where she is talking about the first baseman's chest hair. I swear to God, this was a true thing that I observed. Oh, look at his chest hair. Ooh, he's hot.
This all started with the internet, dude. This is the downfall of everything. And we're watching
it all
fucking slide down, man.
I agree. We should blow up the computers and the internets like today. I'm so sick of it.
Well, I wish you had a magic sports program.
That's a great point.
Oh.
You guys aren't in the same room. I'm across the country. We're on the same show.
Yeah, how the hell would we? I guess we would do it on a telephone just for us, and then
we would just do it via telephone. Dave, you don't even need a phone. You can just yell really fucking loud. I'm sure I'll hear you. You're in Long Island.
I'm so annoyed at this fucking thing. The streaming service, it's bothering me. Now, sticking with the Yankees, Jermaine, I don't know
real
if
quick,
you're...
because it's a dying sport. Like, people aren't watching it, so why are they making it more difficult to find? Like, part of the beauty of baseball would be just going over to a buddy's house in the summer. The game's on. Oh, shoot, it's a good game. His dad explains why they're bunting and things like that.
I know the answer to that question, David. God honest fact. The fact of the matter is, the reason why they're putting it out to all these different networks is because they need the money, and because they have to pay these motherfuckers $150 million a season or whatever the fuck they're getting. Ridiculous. Cut their salaries down so they're making like highlight money. 44 to 180.
Highlight. Oh, you brought it back. There it is.
Hold on. With all due respect, I was letting you go somewhere, but I don't think you know all of the financials in Major League Baseball. The owners are making billions and billions of dollars, and they're making them because of people wanting to fill the ballpark due to the ball players. But the owners, no Major League Baseball owner, none. The Braves, because they got bought by a company recently, they had to disclose their financials. And the Braves were thought to be kind of a mid-market, like not thing. And it's like they made $800 million in profit. Last year.
That's nothing to do with selling the seats in the stadium, David. If you calculate the cost of the seats in the stadium, you're looking at maybe $20 million a game in ticket sales, tops.
Yeah, but that's not the only way the owners make money. They make money off of TV, merch. They have a ton of licenses. Yeah, Roy, I'm saying that the Braves made $800 million in profit. So in other words, after they paid everybody, they are not the Yankees, Dodgers, Mets, Red Sox, Cubs, this huge rich team. Okay,
they did win the World Series though. That helped.
And they did win the World Series, and that definitely helps their financials.
I would probably go as far as to say that Yankees are probably not as profitable because they are paying their players too much money.
No, that's not the issue. I'm trying to explain that they have enough money to pay the players, and then they still make tens, if not hundreds of millions of dollars.
You guys are both right here, right? Is that the players make a lot of money, which does get people excited, but the owners want to make more money. And so that's why they do the TV deals with Amazon and with Apple, because they're getting paid from they're going to pay from Amazon.
That's right.
Here and there. It's not because they need the money. They just want more money.
You can't blame the players on this, Roy. This is Rob Manfred. Ultimately, he's the goddamn commissioner. When you're a commissioner of the sports league, you have a responsibility, which is make sure your league is going in the right direction. It's as simple as that. Now, I understand every commissioner, they're also beholden to the owners. Every single one across the board. Got it. But Rob Manfred needs to say every once in a while, be strong to the owners and say, hey, guys, we're looking to grow our sport. We shouldn't be charging people for regular season games. That's ridiculous.
Yes. Agreed, David. Agreed.
All right.
mean, what is it? It's like it's the cheapest sport to play in the world. All you need is a 30-cent ball and some Vaseline under your pitcher's cap, and you're in business. Oh, I forgot you need a stick.
Soccer's cheaper. You only need the one ball, not a ball and a bat.
Good
That's
point.
true. You're right.
And a glove. Soccer's cheaper.
Yeah,
Soccer's the cheapest.
Soccer's probably second. I don't know how much highlight though. Where's highlight rank is the question.
Well, highlight makes more money on the back end on the gambling side of things. That's really
well. All right, since we can't get away from the goddamn highlight. Do you have Roy Harder's highlights for this week? So Jermaine,
I got a very big highlight, David. Unfortunately, highlight is going the way of baseball, and highlight is basically vanished. There's only 11 players now in the Miami League. There used to be. It's like they used to have a full 28-man team. Now they're down to 11 guys. It's a dying sport, David. I'm sorry to say.
Oh, and so that's the end of Roy Harder's highlights. You came on for 10 seconds to say that your sport that you're supposed to be covering on a weekly basis.
Hey, listen,
you're going to give us a small segment. It's time.
I love highlight, and I can't help it. The fact that the sport is going down the toilet. It's disappearing right in front of my eyes. I don't know what to tell you. I wish I had more highlights, but unfortunately, it's like what's the sport from 30 years ago? I don't know. Anyway, it's disappearing. It's vanishing before my very eyes.
I'm not the show's producer or host, Dave, but I would say Roy's highlight should be killed because I don't think it's going to bring in the audience
Yeah, we're going to have to kill it, David. I mean, there's only 11 guys. I could practically name the entire league by name.
You were the one who begged. You were the one who said you could do a highlights sketch once a week. You would get you to be on Roy's Corner. Here's your time to talk sports.
Well, he's got 11 weeks if he profiles each guy once. So that's about it.
This was literally the second week of Roy Harder's highlights.
Yeah, and you can see.
He's basically telling me he needs to cancel his series because his entire sport is dying.
Yeah, the sports, it's disappearing right before my very eyes. They're cutting all the leagues. They're shutting
my point is you couldn't have told me this 3 weeks ago when we decided to introduce a brand new weekly segment called Roy Harder's Highlights.
I thought it was on the upswing. I thought it was going to come back around, and I was wrong. I took the long shot, and I lost, David.
Oh my God, Jermaine.
Wow.
Can you imagine doing a show with these people, these sports people?
They're lovely people, but the highlight.
I had an email exchange with a guy from WFAN today, and I made the biggest fucking mistake in my entire world. All Davey Mac sports programs, the original run 2010 through 2015, audio only, is on YouTube, but also on this playlist is the brand new Davey Mac Sports Program. So there's a brilliant brand new Davey Mac Sports Program playlist on YouTube, Eastside Dave TV on YouTube. And I made the mistake of getting into it was a nice conversation with a man from WFAN, the biggest sports radio station in America, New York City's own WFAN, 660 AM. The gentleman said, well, would you like to share, what are you up to these days? Would you like to share something with me? So I sent him the Davey Mac Sports Program YouTube playlist that features me and Roy and Robert. And I'm regretting this big time for me, especially after I upload this episode tomorrow. And this guy goes, what the fuck was with the highlight, dude? He didn't even give any highlights. And this guy's going to say, you want this show on WFAN? I got something else for you, Davey Mac. A blockage. Never fucking email me again, you redheaded loser. Jermaine, you're a Mets fan.
Yes.
Buck Showalter used to be my guy. The Yankees. Now he's your guy, and I love Buck. How are you liking Buck? Do you like him or?
Yeah, I was. Obviously they're going in the right direction. As a Mets fan, you learn to not get excited by any of that. We'll see what happens. Ask me again in August. But I was at the game actually. They're in LA or they're on the West Coast right now. I was at the game on Saturday, and the Dodgers were down 5 going into the 9th inning. I don't know if you heard about this. Dodgers were down 5 going into the 9th inning, and because they're playing a day game the next day, they brought in a position player to pitch, which was weird already. But the guy came out, started warming up, and Buck runs out and goes to the ump. Hey. The rule is a position player can't pitch unless the team is down by 6 or up by 6. And so they had to go and nobody knew this rule because it was so new.
Oh wow, that is perfect. Buck Showalter. He knows the Major League Baseball rule book better than any human on the planet, and he knows each version. When it's the 2022 Major League Baseball rule book and it's 1,000 pages, he's the only manager who reads all 1,000 pages each and every year.
So the position player had to go out, and then they actually let the pitcher they brought in warm up, which everybody said they shouldn't have because as a punishment. So it was really no punishment, but they had to use a pitcher, and and then the Mets won that night and the next night, so they split the series. And I think that was the turning point. When they kind of gave up down 5, you can't give up with a lineup like the Dodgers down 5. You can't give up. Even with the game the next day, but Buck really put it to him. So,
wow.
So I like Buck, and the team is good, and and especially we don't have our 2 best pitchers even close to coming back. So I'm optimistic but very cautious.
All right, that's really interesting. I know I have a lot of praise for Buck Showalter. Buck Showalter should have won the World Series with the Yankees in '96, but after they were eliminated in the playoffs in '95. Steinbrenner kind of cowardly. He wouldn't fire Buck Showalter because he realized that Buck was incredibly popular with the fans, popular with his own players, and successful. So why Steinbrenner wanted to even do this is beyond me, but instead he fired all of Buck Showalter's coaches going into the 96 season. So he made Buck resign because he was going to stay loyal to his crew. He's like, okay, I can't come back and go and manage in 96 when you've literally fired everyone, my hitting, pitching, and everybody. Yeah. And so that was the only reason why Buck didn't win that World Series with that 96 Yankees team. That was his team, and he should have won that. But hey, you know who should have won in 96? Yankee first baseman Don Mattingly. But unfortunately, he retired in 95 when Buck retired. So Steinbrenner's decision to fucking fire all Buck's coaches resulted in Buck Showalter quitting and Don Mattingly quitting, and both guys should have World Series championships. Nevertheless,
didn't know that. It's cool.
Are you aware that Kim Mattingly, Don Mattingly's wife, has had extensive booze problems? She's been arrested in Evansville, Indiana, many, many times. And it's not very good, Jermaine. Okay, I'm not pointing fingers. I'm not judging, but lots of mug shots. She apparently punches Donnie. Unfortunately, listen to this story. Their son, Jordan Mattingly, this is insane, crashed his car into a median. It went on fire and lost its tire. Jordan Mattingly was so drunk, however, he drove the fiery car to a dealership and tried to sell it. This is a true fucking story. Look it up. Jordan Mattingly crashed his car. It went on fire. A tire flew off it, and he kept driving, pulled into a dealership to sell it. He went inside and was talking to the people and tried to sell his car, and they realized, oh my God, this guy's hammered. Oh, and there's his car outside. Oh shit, it's on fire. I have never heard of something like this before. Jermaine.
I don't know how I know anything about the Mattingly family, but that is a wild story. That is a wild story and seemingly unbelievable. But if you tell me it's true, David, I will believe it's true.
It's true. I promise you. Google it. Well, you know who's actually here to talk about this, Jermaine?
Oh, no.
A very exclusive interview, the Davey Mac Sports program, and Robert O was able to reach out to Kim Mattingly. Hi, Jermaine. Hi, Roy. Kim Mattingly here. And boy, oh boy, do I love getting drunk and sucking off Dawn. Jermaine, baby. Donnie, you were a Gold Glove first baseman and a Gold Glove on my pussy, baby. This is the part of the show. Kim Mattingly here. This is what G-Baby wishes he wasn't a part of. Unfortunately, Kim Mattingly has an alcohol problem. G-Baby, you know, I still call the Astros the Colt 45s. Not so much for that was their original name, Jermaine. The Colt 45s. I love that name because of the malt liquor.
I wasn't sure where you're going, but now I get it.
Donnie! Donnie Lacia, you're looking good, baby. Let's split a 30-pack. Let's have some fun. Let's split a 30-pack, Donnie Lacia. Let's go to a goddamn movie. Yeah, let's drink some wine. Donnie! Jermaine Mattingly, oh my gosh, Jermaine Mattingly's a man after my own heart. I'll tell you what, get a can opener or a bottle opener, Jermaine. Do two things. Open up that bottle of wine and then open up my pussy and pour the wine right into it. Kim Mattingly here, Jermaine Mattingly. Jermaine Mattingly and Kim Mattingly on the line, talking the sports. I'll tell you, one sport I like is UFC. Wouldn't mind fucking those big bastards. Jermaine Mattingly, you know how much I love booze, baby?
This is going on WFAN. Just want to double check.
This is going on the WFAN. What's up, Spike? WFAN program director. He's not going to put this fucking show on the air. I'm an alcoholic. Kim Mattingly, I mean. Not me, Davey Mack. Anyway, Donnie, you're never getting into Cooperstown. You know why? Because you're a sober piece of shit. Start drinking that goddamn Absolute, and maybe you and my drunken pussy will be into her Hall of Fame, and I'm Kim Mattingly. Goodbye, people. You see, Jermaine, usually I do that with Pepper.
Wow.
Was that your first Kim Mattingly experience? Pepper usually is really.
I had no idea what to expect there. I didn't know where you were going with it, and when it happened, I didn't believe it was happening. But you know,
Chris Pepper Stanley is. I should have warned you.
You're the understudy. He's the main attraction. Usually.
No. What I'm saying is he usually he rolls with Kim a little bit, but sort of like you. He is. I won't say he's as disgusted by Kim Mattingly as you were. He's certainly disapproving, though, of the things she says, and he's disappointed in her behavior, for sure.
I think for me, it was more like my career is a little different from Chris Stanley's, and I'm like, is this actually happening with my face next to it? But I mean, I'll roll with it. It's it's fine. It's fine.
That's a character.
It's a character.
As far as Davey Mack goes, I hope Kim Mattingly and Jordan Mattingly get all the help that they need. And I hope that they're A-okay. And I hope that Roy Harder and basically the Sport of Highlight get the help that they need. Because those two organizations are in big trouble as well. But Jermaine, let's get back to something we want to discuss. Okay. Can we get to a little goddamn Obi-Wan Kenobi already?
Sure.
I mean, I've had Jermaine, the #1 movie critic, and we've done some sports talk. And I want to hear what your goddamn opinion is of Obi-Wan Kenobi, because I will state, for the record, I love it and am obsessed with it. As soon as this show ends, I'll be watching episode 3, part 3 of Obi-Wan Kenobi. I'll be watching that for the 8th time since last Wednesday. Yeah, no, when I say obsessed, I mean there's an issue going on where I can't stop watching the series. Now, that's me. What do you think?
I'm not quite that obsessed. I'm enjoying it, but I don't know. Like, I think it was such a big deal to be like, there's an Obi-Wan Kenobi show coming out. Darth Vader is in it. Then we find out little Leia is in it. And then in like the span of 3 days, we get all this new Star Wars. And it was kind of like my mind. I still can't get my head around it, that it exists, that we're finding out this story that this is obviously so crucial to who this character is. So I honestly am still a little overwhelmed by it. And I've only watched each episode once because I don't have the time. I wish I could. Plus, my wife will not watch it with me again. She's like, one time she likes it. And then she's like, once is enough. That was good. And I'm like, all right. She stays up to midnight to watch it with me, and she likes it. But if I'm like, hey, let's watch it again, she's like, no, we're good. Let's watch the dance. And I'm like, okay, that's fair. I get you.
Oh, I can't do that. I can't do that. I have to give every episode or at least one rewatch.
Yeah. Yeah. I'll probably before like the finale try to go through them, and maybe like tomorrow before the episode comes out, watch 3 again. Cause I watch them at midnight, and like, that's rough, like, and then I go right to bed, and you're like, your head is like, oh my God, I just saw Darth Vader, like, kill all these people.
I mean, this is why I'm having an issue. Last Tuesday, I tried to stay up. So you're in California, where the episodes come out on midnight on Tuesday night / Wednesday morning. Whereas they come out at 3 a.m. on Wednesday morning. And I have a morning radio show, WRAT 95.9 FM, where I get #1 ratings in New Jersey day in and day out. But my point is, doing morning radio, I get up at 5 in the morning. And last Tuesday, I stayed up to watch it. One of the stupidest things I've ever done, because I should have went to bed earlier, got up and then just watched the show and gone to work.
Yeah, that seems to me like the move, because you can't go on the air. Could you go on the air and when people talk about it, spoil it, or will like it not come up at all? Could you watch it when you got off?
I can't trust the internet now, because every Wednesday, because I also need to do social media and Twitter and shit for my job, I go on the thing, and next thing you know, you got the entire episode spoiled.
Oh, right. Photos, everything. Yeah, 100%. You're right.
Everything. So it's a tough spot. I sort of wish they would premiere it at like 8 p.m.
Like they did for the first episodes. The first episodes came on at what, midnight your time, 9 p.m. our time on last Friday.
Right.
Yeah.
If they did that, that would be kind of cool. But I'm into it though. The Vader stuff in part 3 of this series, I really love. I was bonkers over. I thought James Earl Jones sounded just like vintage Vader. And I thought it was the scariest, most murderous Darth Vader we've seen since The Empire Strikes Back. I thought it was the best Vader that we have seen literally since that film. I really do.
I think, I put the Rogue One, that one up there.
I love the Rogue One.
Yeah.
I love the Rogue One, but that was just a guy chopping heads off.
Yeah, you don't hear him talk. I did like that he felt like a bridge between the older one and the younger one. He's still a little Anakin in there, a little mad at Obi-Wan. I like that. I think my biggest problem with it wasn't anything that it was that did it take place in like in a field of dirt and they're running around these big like dirt mounds and like hiding behind dirt. And I was like, couldn't you find a cooler place? Didn't you find it on lava the last time? Now you're in like a dirt field.
But we're going to get, but I'm convinced episode 6 will be a big rematch.
Sure.
And well, that should be the epic stuff. I got to tell you, you're a film guy. So I'm going to give you 2 film comparisons that I loved where that location, because it reminded me of the ending of Heat with Al Pacino and Robert De Niro, where Pacino's chasing De Niro. And it's kind of like, but sometimes openness is actually scary because Obi-Wan is getting chased slowly by Vader, and the openness makes it, there's nowhere to hide. You know, he can't, there was little hills, but you're right. But I actually thought that was kind of cool because it was freaking me out in terms of, and it's crazy because I know that both these characters are going to be alive in episode 4, but I was actually getting anxiety for Obi-Wan because it was so open. I'm like, oh shit, where can he hide? So that location actually worked for me because I love Heat and I love that scene in Heat. So. No,
that's cool. I think but I, like I said, didn't love the location or the editing. I just it didn't seem like he was hiding. But what I did like was you definitely got the sense that Obi-Wan is not ready for this. He just found out he's alive, and now he's got to face this ultra powerful guy who's given into the dark side. He hasn't used the Force in 10 years, and he's like, I am not ready. You know, it would be like if you stood, you go to the batting cage, and then fucking Jacob deGrom comes out and you're like, what? No. And he's you can't. So I like that about it. But I just don't see how in like 3 more episodes he gets there, but I'm hoping that it'll be okay. Like, obviously it will be, but I'm still like, there's just so much Star Wars now, Dave. And I love it, but it's also almost too much. Like, give us a break a little bit.
I don't know, Jermaine.
Andor after this ends, you get like 6 weeks, and then Andor comes out, and then 6 weeks after that, then there's like more Mando, and then like there's Bad Batch in there, and then there's like it's cool, but like it used to be like for me when you had to wait like 3 years between a movie or like 10 years between a movie, it made that movie, even if it was shit, better because you were waiting and so excited for it. Now we waited. I tweeted about this last week. We waited 3 days for a new Star Wars thing. Because we had the episode on Friday and then the episode on Tuesday or Wednesday. And it was like, man, that's just too short. You got to give it like, at least they don't Netflix it and drop them all at once.
No, that's true. That's true. I see what you're saying. You know what's crazy though about me? If you only watch what I do these days, I'm very compartmentalized. I watch sports, baseball, basketball, football, and a little bit of hockey now with the Rangers are in it. I'm a Devils fan, but I got to pay attention to the Rangers because I do radio in Jersey. I watch professional wrestling still, and I watch Star Wars and Marvel. And if you only watch those 4 categories and you watch as much TV as I do, you have time. And for new Star Wars, I understand. You're actually like a busy person who has to write for a living and shit like this.
Right. I'm going to movie tonight, going to movie Tuesday.
Jermaine, all I do is lift dumbbells like I'm in prison and watch movies and TV for like 12 hours every single day. Beginning at like noon to about midnight, I just pump iron and watch pop culture shit. So I've got tons of time on my hands.
You pump a lot of iron, Dave?
You want to see?
kind of want to see.
Stretch, Roy.
Oh, I'm stretching. I'm stretching, Dave. I am stretching to get back.
Jermaine, stretch. You got to stretch for us.
Is that little Davey? Let's see how many things I can point out. The King of Kong with, the Solo.
Very
Kylo
good.
Ren, baby Eli Manning jersey. Is that a human jersey? All right.
Yes, that's a good call. That was a baby Eli Manning jersey. How would you know? I thought on the TV.
I just tell from the size.
I know. What?
I can just tell. Like, oh yeah, and also the stripes are wrong for like a real jersey.
It's impressive though, because that was Stanley Mack's
because
that's cool. But
the real jersey would have what, 3 or 4 stripes?
No. I don't think the Giants jersey do they have any stripes? I think they have any stripes.
Oh,
now
you got me there.
Jermaine, these are 35-pound dumbbells. Now you know what Roy Harder uses?
No.
5-pound dumbbells.
He's going for tone.
I've upped it, David. I've been working out with this 30-pound Bible. I've been using it instead.
See, Robert, if you do these 3 exercises, you're going to have an incredible physique. And next time you do one of your little fucking comedy sets, if there's some piece of shit New York comedian who starts trying to fuck with Robert, maybe Robert decides to fuck him up in the head because he's doing 35 dumbbell routines every goddamn day. And that's how you be a success in life. With violence.
I'm of the G baby school of thought. The pen is mightier than the sword, Dave.
Oh,
sometimes I have a 6-pound pencil I like to add to my 30-pound Bible to really take me up a notch. There we go. But this is kind of pushing it for me. I can only do 8 reps because this is my max.
Roy,
enough of that.
Please, you've upset Jermaine enough. The Star Wars fans controversy.
Oh yeah, I heard
some
about
racism.
Yeah.
Directed at the actress who plays Reva. I'll say this, and obviously this is an obvious statement since I love Kenobi. I love all of the characters. I think that people are misunderstanding Reva, in my personal opinion. She is a youngling at the Jedi Temple, and she witnessed this horrific takeover of Darth Vader / Anakin Skywalker killing the Jedi, leading the clone troopers in there. And she's traumatized. I wouldn't doubt if she wants to get Obi-Wan Kenobi in front of Vader just so that will be her opportunity to put her lightsaber into Vader. That doesn't mean that she's a Jedi. I'm saying she's more like Darth Maul in the Clone Wars. She just fucking hates everyone. She might hate Obi-Wan and the Jedi for not being there to save them, but she also is going to hate Anakin / Vader for killing everyone in the first place. Jermaine's thoughts on that theory?
I don't know if I buy that specifically, but I think I'm with you. That she's an interesting character, and I think that's why people are a little off on her. I like that she's just a Star Wars character who wants power, and they're everywhere, right?
But do you think she was in the Jedi Temple?
Oh, I mean, like, I know that theory that she's in there in that first scene. I haven't gone back to look at it and have you seen it once or twice? Have you seen it?
Since I've seen it 7 times, let me describe it. The very first shot we see in Obi-Wan Kenobi are the young Padawans outside on the balcony being trained by a thing. But the very first person that we see is a child who looks like Reva. The camera pans out to reveal the rest of the class. But as a result, your focus is on that kid. Furthermore, when the massacre is happening, that kid is the leader of the group. This one little kid goes, "What do we do now?" And she goes, "We run." And she leads that group. I am convinced that girl's Reva.
I think that part of the theory is right. I don't know if she wants to kill Vader necessarily. I think she just wants, I like the dynamic between her and the Inquisitors. Like, like she killed the Grand Inquisitor. Like, what does that guy want? He's the leader of the Inquisitors. What does he hope to achieve in life? She at least is like moving her way up. Even if, that guy comes back and kills her or she kills him or whatever. Well, she can't kill him because he's alive in Rebels. So we'll see what happens. But I like that she's a go-getter. She's like an evil go-getter. And yet she could flip on him and she could, she could definitely do that. But I think if she's doing that, the performance isn't as good, because I think the performance is really sinister in a good way. And I don't see any hint in that performance of sympathy. But who knows? We'll see. I'd like her to be more than just one track. It would be cool.
Yeah, I'm not even saying sympathetic. I'm putting her in that Maul Clone Wars category where it's just, you know what? I want to kill
revenge
everyone.
No matter what.
Everyone let me down, and I wouldn't mind killing everyone. Like everyone, good guys and bad guys. What about Star Wars Celebration? You were there this past weekend or 2 weekends ago. How was that? And what was something that caught your eye there?
Yeah. Oh, dude, it was great. I mean, I know you've been to one. I saw you there, then Orlando a couple of years back. And I'll tell you what, the main thing that stood out to me was that this was the Disney Plus Star Wars Celebration. It was about Mando 3. It was about Ahsoka. It was about the new Tales from the Jedi show. It was about ILM documentaries. They talked about Indiana Jones 5, but that's not Star Wars.
No.
And even they talked about Willow, which is Disney Plus. And so It was really weird. It was a very transitional thing for me, where it was like, well, Star Wars really isn't movies anymore. I think Rise of Skywalker, which I don't like particularly much, but even if you do, I think they really see this as as an end now, especially because the reaction was mixed on it.
So do you think, what is the plan for Star Wars movies?
Well, the plan, it's weird. So they're supposed to have a movie next year. It was supposed to be Rogue Squadron by Patty Jenkins, who made the Wonder Woman movies. But Kathleen Kennedy did an interview a couple months ago and said that movie is kind of being held back a little bit. She said then that the next movie will probably be Taika Waititi's movie. Now, they did, but see, we expected them to announce that at Celebration, but they didn't make anything official, nor has Disney pulled the 2023 movie off the list. So I think Taika's next movie obviously is Thor 4 that comes out next month. By then, they're going to have an answer, because everybody's going to be asking them about it. So I think in the next couple of weeks, we'll know. But Disney, their plan was every December, starting this year, to go back and forth. This year, Avatar, next year, Star Wars. Then Avatar, then Star Wars. Every December to have that big sci-fi blockbuster.
I didn't know that.
But right now, next year, it does not look like there's going to be a Star Wars. So we don't know. But on the other hand, next year, we'll have Mando 3, we'll have Ahsoka, we'll probably have Andor 2, we'll have just a ton of stuff on Disney Plus. So Star Wars is not going anywhere, but I think they're being very cautious about what the movies are. Oh, Acolyte 2, probably. Yeah.
Wow. All right. That's really good info. Jeez Louise. That's why you have Jermaine Lassier from io9.com. We just got all the info that we could possibly desire right there, Roy.
Yeah, I like the Avatar Star Wars thing. That's brilliant, actually. That's very clever.
That is smart. Jermaine, I recently saw Doctor Strange, and I enjoyed that. But I would like your take overall on Marvel right now. How do you think Marvel is faring? Because, we are also it's weird, even though, Marvel kind of has felt like Disney for a while, longer than even Star Wars. It's weird because this new era of Marvel is a little bit shaky to me in the way that Star Wars, when it was purchased by Disney, was. And, we'll see. It's just the Avengers movies were so great. Infinity Wars and Endgame and the movies that preceded that, and that whole entire cinematic mosaic, coming together. It was so incredible. What are you thinking about Marvel these days?
Yeah, it feels a little weird, right? And you got the nail on the head there. But what you have to remember, right, is that the first of the Avengers, the first Avenger movie came out in 2012, and Iron Man came out in 2008. So you had 4 years where they were just kind of setting the table, right? And then Endgame didn't come out in 2019, so you had 11 years to build that story. So we're right now in year 2 of the next phase. And it's a lot, the difference being it's a lot more confusing at this point. In the end of Iron Man, Nick Fury's like, let's make the Avengers. So you sort of knew that was the next beat. Here we're like, there's a multiverse, and here's Shang-Chi, and here's Moon Knight, and Wanda can do this stuff. Is she dead? And here's John Krasinski. And you're like, what the heck is going on? So I think you're 100% right that there's no real, it doesn't feel like there's a through line yet. I feel like the through line will be coming. I don't know when though. Maybe it's in the new Thor movie. Maybe it's in the new Guardians movie next year. Who knows? But I think you're right. It does feel a little wishy-washy, like they don't know how everything's going. But in Kevin Feige, I trust that he has an eye plan of like,
yeah,
don't worry, by like the time we get to Captain Marvel 2, you're going to understand. And, like, or something like that. So I do agree. It's a little, especially with, again, the Disney Plus shows. And Miss Marvel comes out next week, or no, this week. Watch Miss Marvel. It's awesome. Awesome. Okay. It's like Spider-Man Homecoming, but with a girl superhero. And it's really, really cool.
It is?
It's way more MCU centric than Moon Knight was. Moon Knight had like no MCU references in it, like at all. This starts where she goes to like an Avengers convention. She fucking loves the Avengers, and then she gets powers, and it's really fun. It's a really it's like a more family friendly show too.
When is this show?
It starts June 8th. It starts June 8th on Disney Plus. Another 8-episode Marvel series called Miss Marvel, and they're putting Marvel and Star Wars out on the same day, the same exact moment at midnight on Wednesdays. Yes.
Wow. Interesting. Do you think they're doing it? Is that Disney being weird and maybe testing who is hotter right now, Star Wars or Marvel?
No, I think it's just a timing thing. They make all this stuff. They just keep making these shows. They got to get it. Why would they decide? Okay, well, Wednesday is Obi-Wan, so let's do Ms. Marvel on Fridays. Well, I think because they changed their whole strategy to only release on Wednesdays now. Though they flipped that on last Friday because of Celebration, because they wanted fans to watch it together, I think. But yeah, the Wednesday's just kind of the day, and it just feels weird because it is Star Wars and Marvel, and they're the two biggest things out there. But if you look at like Netflix last week, they had Stranger Things, but they definitely release other things at the same time. Yeah, that's true. So it doesn't clock because the one is so much bigger. But for somebody like me, it causes a problem because I'm like, well, like you got to avoid spoilers. Now I got to avoid 2 hours of spoilers. Sometime before Wednesday morning. Yeah, that's hard. So we'll see. You'll say. Roy, were you going to say something?
No, I was just curious. Because they must really believe in this if they're putting it up against Star Wars. Does a female action hero have the same kind of draw as this like mega franchise? She is a very Miss Marvel is a very popular character in the comics, and and this show is kind of her origin in the same way that. I'm trying to think. I guess the really Marvel Plus shows. I guess Moon Knight is the only like real origin. The rest were kind of like secondary shows, right? Wanda, Loki, Falcon, Winter Soldier. Yeah,
I'll tell you. Right. You know what, Jermaine? I'm crazy about Loki. It was one of my favorite Disney Plus Marvel series, and I was thrilled and excited to learn that the composer, I forget her name, so I apologize, but the composer of Loki is doing Obi-Wan Kenobi. I thought one of the strongest things about Loki, just besides the fact that it was mind-blowing, was the music. And I dig her style. A lot of sonic blasts and crazy.
And Natalie Holt. That
third episode is really good. Yeah.
Natalie Holt you're talking about.
Good call, Roy. Natalie Holt. All right.
I know who she is. I know her.
Yeah, no, I know. Do you actually know her? You're a composer yourself.
I have actually spoken to her in the past, but I wouldn't say we're like me and you best buddies, but we've exchanged files in the past.
Time out. Best buddies? Me and you?
Well, yeah, David. Aren't you and me best buddies?
Me and Jermaine Lassier are best buddies. Everyone
that hurts. That hurts me as much as that hurts me as much as when Highlight fucking went down the shitter.
All right, listen. Enough that. Man, I can talk to you forever, but listen. Our time is up. So you're just going to have to come back in a month or 2 months or whatever. You're just going to have to come back. I'm sorry. I had so much stuff here for you.
I know. Well, we had to, Kim Mattingly had to show up, and we had to, and fuck the Yankees for their stuff. So, I mean, it's important stuff. It's a sports program. You got to start with the sports, and we talk to sports. So
we talk to sports.
I'm happy with it. And I hope you guys have a great rest of your show. And I'll come back at the end of Obi-Wan, beginning of Andor. Whenever you want me, I'm here, guys. Thank you so much for having me.
All right. Well, listen, we're going to end it. Roy Harder, thank you so much. You're fantastic. Robert O, thank you as always. And Jermaine Lassier from io9.com. Make sure you follow him and you follow him on Twitter at Jermaine Lassier, and you follow and read everything he does at io9.com because it's the best stuff you'll read regarding movies, TV, and that's it. I'm Eastside Dave. This has been the Davey Max Sports Program. Good night, everybody.